Hello everyone, I am CA Pratiksha Pai from Bangalore, and March being the month dedicated to women, today let's discuss a bit on financial literacy and financial awareness for women. The first question arises is why? What is the importance of financial literacy for women? Because every woman may not be in a finance field, but at the end of the day, we all earn for the work that we do, and for the money that we earn, we should see to it that it is not in a mess and is handled correctly. Firstly, nowadays, everyone, women, men, we are all well educated and we are placed in good jobs and we have a very good earning. Given this good earning, once you earn, you should not be broke or living paycheck to paycheck. So, for women, especially when she's earning, she should be in a better position to handle the finances that she's earning, and this is where financial literacy becomes very important. Secondly, not more in urban India, but maybe in various pockets of India, even today, we see that for the same job done, a man may be getting a higher pay than women. So, for a woman who is doing a same job for a slightly lower pay, she needs to know how to plan that earning better because she's putting in the same effort but getting a lesser pay. So, the only thing that can be of help to her is better planning of her finances. So, I can say the second point is pay parity that we have seen, and that is why financial literacy becomes very important for women. Thirdly, by nature, man and women have been assigned different roles and responsibilities. If a man and a woman join a particular job on the same day, we cannot tell that they will retire at the same stage in their particular career paths. Why? Because women have a lot of instances in life where she may take a career break or a career gap. Some may take a break at the time of marriage, some may take a break at the time of their kids' birth, some may take a break at the time when their kids are in 10th or 12th or any other important milestone of their kids, or some may take a retirement by the time their kids are settled. Whereas a man may not take career break at all these junctures of life. So, even though we talk about equality, but even now, it is a very socially accepted fact that women do have more career gaps than men. And when a woman has more career gaps, it means her earning window is considerably less as compared to a man, and that is why, due to these career gaps, the woman's earnings would be lesser, and so she needs to plan her finances better in whatever earning window she has earned the income. Next, as per statistics, it is also seen that women live longer than men. Of course, with all the medical facilities, both the genders are having very good life expectancy these days. Even within that, women live longer, women outlive men. And so, while it is good in a way, but it should also be seen that the retirement age is 60 and people are living till late 80s or early 90s on an average. So, what happens is that whatever you have earned in your earning age, pre retirement age, that should last you for another 25-30 years. Which is why financial literacy becomes very important, so that the corpus that you have created outlives you and does not become the other way around where you outlive the corpus that you have earned and built. This is why better investing knowledge or financial literacy becomes much important for women. And lastly, I would also like to say the inheritances that women get these days. Earlier, only the men in the family used to get inheritances, but nowadays women also get inheritance. And what happens in these inheritances is that there could be a very huge amount of money that comes into an account of a woman, which may run into multiple lakhs or crores. And when a woman comes into an inheritance, she should understand how to properly handle it, manage it, and see to it that it is invested in a proper way, so that such inheritance beats the inflation and would actually be helpful. So, with these points, I feel that a woman in today's day and time needs to be absolutely financially literate. When I say financially literate, I don't mean that she should be a PhD holder in some finance, but of course, there should be a minimum level of understanding of how finances work, of how investments work, of how expenditures work, of how compounding work, and such other basic stuff. One of the basic requirements in this regard, I would say, would firstly be the awareness of where your money is being invested or where your money goes. Even today, in an Indian setup, it is being seen that though women are earning, it is some male member, like maybe the father or the spouse, who is doing the investments on behalf of the women. In the total number of demat accounts held in our country, almost one third are demat accounts of women. But in the total number of investors, it is being seen that only 25% of active investors are women. So, what is happening is that women have demat accounts, but maybe the investments are being made by someone else. Now, many women may tell that my husband does investments on my behalf, and he does absolutely good investments for me. So, why should I bother looking into it? This is where one thing is very important, that let your husband do your investments, but you should be aware of what is being invested in what avenue, and you should have the access to these investments at any point of time whenever you require it. What is the importance of this? Maybe there could be a situation where you need to have an access to these investments, and if you are not even aware of where your money is being invested, then it becomes a problem. There have been instances where the spouse has met with an accident or maybe some other misfortune, and the lady does not even know where her own money has been invested. Forget having the access, she does not even know how many bank accounts she has, where her money has been invested. So it becomes very important to be aware of your investments, expenditures, how many bank accounts you have, which bank account, what is their credentials to access these bank accounts, and not only this, but all the investments of your spouse as well. Why should you be aware of your spouse's investments? We are a country where the middle class does investments, but everything is a financial mess. That is why we have a whole lot of unclaimed deposits, unclaimed insurances, because the kids or the spouse may not even know that a particular spouse has done these deposits, has done these insurances for the benefit of the family, but has not even bothered to inform the family. What is the point of doing investments if your own spouse or kids don't know that these avenues are available to them? So please be aware of yours as well as your spouse's various financial investments, expenditures, loans, and bank accounts. Now, when we talk about passwords and credentials, this is a very sensitive topic, especially because what is involved is your finances. So what you can do is that you can have an Excel sheet or a particular notebook where you and your spouse write down all the investment accounts and their passwords. But of course, you may feel that if you keep this in an Excel, someone may hack it, or if you keep in a notebook, you may lose it. So another thing what you can do is you can have a separate email ID, and you and your spouse, whatever your investment related emails you get, whatever your insurance related emails you get, whatever bank statements you get, whatever loan statements you get, all these emails you forward it to one separate email ID, which contains only and only the information relating to your financial transactions. And when your kids are 18 or at any other age where you think fit, you just give them the password of this email, so that you don't have to sit and tell all the story of your investments to your kids, but your kids can just access that email ID and get to know about all your investment history. Even if you cannot do that, you should and must do a detailed will wherein you write about all your investments, all your bank accounts, and then do a proper succession planning in that will. Now, another thing is about nomination. All your investments, my dear ladies, should have a proper nomination. Nomination is not inheritance, but nomination means who can access that investment in your absence. And you put the details of the nominees also, so that none of your investments go unclaimed and the right person can have the right access to such investment at the right time. One more thing I want to add over here is many of us do a lot of investments, but when a need for money comes, when some emergency comes, we may end up selling those investments, diluting those investments. Don't do that. Understand that each and every investment of yours is pledgeable, is mortgageable. Even your insurance policies are also pledgeable. So understand that it is better to pledge your investments and avail money and repay that loan along with interest, rather than diluting and then trying to rebuild a portfolio. This is very important. So these are certain basics that you should do. I'm not telling that these actions will help you to earn more, but these actions will help you to prevent a financial mess in your family and will help you to streamline your finances. And then you can understand more about how to compound your income or compound your investments and earn inflation beating returns. Now, the final question after I talk about all of this will definitely be, where do we start? So let me tell you, if you are not in a sector related to finance, don't bother to learn too much. Nowadays on internet you will have hundreds of channels giving thousands of videos on how to invest, what to do, what not to do. But please understand, the information that you get on internet is just financial awareness and not financial advice. So get all the knowledge, become financially aware, but then go to your most trusted finance expert, like a tax consultant, a finance consultant, a chartered accountant, any financial expert, any investment consultant, and take proper financial advice. See, this is not a one size fits all. Once a person comes asking about mutual funds, we should do the risk profiling of that individual. What is that person's age? What is their risk appetite? How much risk can they afford? How much amount are they willing to invest? How long are they willing to stay invested? What is their ultimate financial goal? Are you investing to build a corpus for your kids' education, for your kids' marriage, for your own retirement planning, for some big foreign vacation that you are planning? So say foreign vacation means it may be a time horizon of just 1.5 years, or sometimes even 3 to 4 months. A kid's education, if your kid is now in LKG, maybe around 10-12 years. For kids' marriage, it may be around 20 years time horizon. For your own retirement, it may be around 30 years of time horizon. So when we consider all this, the financial expert can give you a proper financial advice on where to invest your money. So what you should do: be financially literate, be aware of your investments, understand how much these investments are generating you returns, and have a clean setup of finances. At the end, I will only tell this: Virat Kohli became Virat Kohli because he had a coach. So always have a finance coach, but be aware of the basics so that your finances will work for you one day and will also earn you passive income. Let's make the upcoming year a more financially independent and financial literate year for all of us. Thank you.